I'm gonna have to. Ah! All right, well that goes in the outtake then.
This is gonna be This is actually the pre-intro rambles for like an actual fucking video.
What, me banging me head against your stupid ass car? Ah, that fucking hurt.
At least it fucking works this time. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of The Real Podcasters, video edition. Happens on occasion. We've done it once or twice.
I know, I mean, it's not like our audience really want to stare at ugly mugs, but you know,
No.
tough.
No, currently the attempt is to try and replicate how viral compared to the other videos that we did with the Newcastle Comic Con. Well, obviously my name's Regan, this is Dan, in the flesh. Great. And this is our Teesside Comic Con special. So we are actually still in Middlesbrough because I didn't even know what time we were going to get home. I couldn't be bothered to plan on doing any actual recording. So we're just going to do just live reaction, basically. Gratefully with this one was decidedly less of a faff compared to the last one.
Yeah.
Because as you can see, we
have a car.
We are actually in the car compared to last time. We didn't have to make Dan take the bus in cosplay, or myself. I'm not in cosplay this time. He was. There'll be a photo now. Editing extraordinaire, mate. So I didn't bother cosplaying, but what did you go as, Dan?
The one and only Ghostface.
The only
one. I promise I don't look like this on a regular basis. It's just because I've been like super hot and I'm just really like...
Well hot.
I just feel a bit rank, to be honest. I mean, like, I've been stuck in like a cotton robe with a latex mask and a hood on top of that.
And to think as well, we spent less time in there than we did in Newcastle, and it hasn't made it any better for you.
No, I'm still a sweaty mess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was kind of tempted to just do the Doctor one again, but to be honest, I was quite happy just to, mostly as a just in case, because no offense, if we didn't have the car, we wouldn't be doing this at all. Because trying to get like bus or train down to Middlesbrough now, with all like the train strikes and the severe lack of buses early on a Sunday, would have meant we'd rock up at like 2 o'clock again. And well, as you can see from the photos here, I'm not waiting in that fucking queue. So
nearly as long as Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean, especially reading on like the social media, and they called it like small but mighty, and it was definitely a lot smaller than the Newcastle one. I mean, for one, the reason why we wanted to go, much like with the Newcastle one, is because of the guests. In this case, the 2 guests that are there. In this case, our favourite Doctor and Companion dynamic, I think. Am I right in saying?
Oh, for sure. I mean, like...
it's obviously not 12 and Clara. Or 13 and Yaz.
The Doctor and Cardboard Clara.
Yeah. Cardboard Osmond.
Yeah, Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Aldred.
Yeah, that one, I mean, I'd already geeked out a little bit. This is why I'm happy that this is a video, because you guys can't see. I'm positive someone's just walked past dressed as the 14th Doctor-ish. It's a pretty good attempt considering he hasn't been on the telly yet.
All you see was just you go.
He's like right next to us. I think his car's broken. Oh well. This is staying in. But yes, Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Aldred, because the last time it was Peter Davison. And who else was there? Was it Nissa? I think was there last
Peter
time.
Davison, Sarah Sutton.
Sarah Sutton, there you go.
And a couple other people. There was somebody from Star Wars, like just quite a minor role, I think. There was somebody from Alien Covenant, again, a minor role. And then there was stunt performer Ari Decker.
Yeah, I mean, like, this time we didn't bother. I mean, I didn't bother with the autographs last time because in all like the hoo-ha of trying to get there or trying not to get there, I didn't bother getting much money out, so I didn't have a lot. Whereas you went bloody overkill.
I did a bit like I kind of regret getting autographs in some respect, because then you're having to like carry around the autographs and you're like this with it. You're like.
I am positive that there was only one autograph that you were happy to get because you knew it would offend me. That big, and this one again, because I'll just post this one up again, because why the hell not?
Look, it wasn't actually intentional. That is the joke, though. It literally was not intentional. I thought,
feels
oh, that's
intentional,
that's
though.
like a really good photo.
It feels really intentional, though.
I had no clue he was in Venom Let There Be Carnage. Well, I've even mentioned it now. Now we're screwed.
14's coming back. He's like right in front of us.
Hello?
Doctor. Anywho. That's so weird. You can probably tell we don't do video that often. We're really iffy on this. It's probably easier on like the webcams more than anything else, but actually he's running like 14.
Right, I swear he's just doing this deliberately now.
I bet he is, yeah.
And my visibility was very limited.
The fact you even had any visibility was
Yeah,
like,
because it's like the eyes are like peanuts, so like you've only got like half of your retina to actually see out. So it's actually like that.
whereas me,
And you just went as yourself, really.
I went very much as myself.
It's a good thing you didn't actually bring that like jacket in, because everyone would have thought like you were some like fisherman. It's like, oh, are you from Jaws?
I could have gone as the shark. I could have gone as Bruce.
Oh my god, next cosplay idea sorted.
To be honest, if I was going to cosplay, I was really tempted to do Ghostface. It's just you got to it first, and I was like, well, sod that. Just sod that entirely.
Well, and sod the budget, because I paid quite a lot.
Well, you know, you didn't pay as much as Michael Myers. But then again, you've got like every version of Michael Myers possible, and
Well, I don't. That's just a really, really big understatement, to be honest, because
No.
I've only got like 78. Halloween 2 V1.
V1.
Yeah, Halloween 2 V1.
Oh yeah, because he has two.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
'cause
'cause
there's two.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know that now.
Halloween 2018. Halloween Kills.
Yep.
Halloween Ends.
How the hell did you get a 6? Or are you missing a finger? It's either 5 or 6, but either way, that is way too many.
78 to 2018. Kills. Yeah, this is 5. I don't know where the 6 came from.
I don't know where the hell it came
Probably
from. either.
just an upcoming one, to
think-
be honest.
There better not be another upcoming one, right? That franchise is fucking done. We never need to talk about it again, even though we keep on bloody talking about it.
Well, you never know. I might get another mask.
No.
I might get Michael Mybrows.
This is why we're not doing video ever again. I cannot sit in the car knowing that he's going to get another Michael Myers mask at some point. Yeah, so when we did the last one, and we met Peter Davison, you hadn't met him yet, had you? Was that the first time?
That was the first time, and I think I deliberately... Well, did I share it with you? Did say like, oh, like, the Doctor and his companion are going to a Comic Con. Do you want to go to a Comic Con?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain it was you that had suggested it, and I was like and ahhing for a bit. I was like, do I want to do that? Because I still had this thing in the back of my mind where I was like, if I don't cosplay when going there, is there any point?
Yeah.
Which is such a backwards way of thinking, because there was plenty of people just, I assume, dressed as themselves.
Yeah,
not
not as many cosplayers, I think, as Newcastle. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
but then
well, I
again,
mean-
like, it is still pretty early. Like, I mean, we arrived in the afternoon, like, for Newcastle, so
Whereas this one we rocked up
early.
basically on time, because we had the was like the advanced ticket things or something.
Yes.
Deliberately, much like we did the last time, which was kind of pointless. But yeah, I mean, like, especially for that one, we were only there for maybe like an hour or so.
Yeah, couple hours tops.
Yeah. But I mean, in fairness, though, it's, you know, I mean, it's like they say on the social media, it's not as big as like the other ones, but
Yeah.
I don't mind, to be honest. It was absolutely
It's kind of
fine.
nice that it was small, because there actually feels like you can just do what you want to do, and then if you want to go, you want to go. Whereas the other one, it's like, okay, well, there's this guest, that guest, the other guest.
Yeah, and you don't feel nearly as overwhelmed
Oh, no,
either.
definitely
I don't
not.
think. Especially for this one. I mean, granted, it took us quite a while to even figure out where Sylvester and Sophie actually were.
Yeah, because it's set across like a couple of floors. So Sophie and Sylvester are on like I want to say like the second floor.
Yeah, whereas everything else was on the third. So we
Like
just,
all the merch is on the so we must have spent like a solid like half an hour.
just like walking around
Yeah,
the top of it, just like
lapping around.
Just-
looking.
I just like, I know that like Sylvester's quite short, but I'd like to think I'd be able to see him. But yeah, I mean, like, even like the amount of merch that was there was like a nice amount. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot, I think, for me, especially because like 50% of it is manga,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry to people who like manga. I don't like manga. I've tried really hard. I know a friend of mine from work really wants me to watch like a lot of anime, like Attack on Titan and stuff, which I've said I will. in the future. But yeah, I mean, like a lot of it wasn't really to my taste. You also had like that like weird like armory gun stall thing.
Oh yeah, so they're like
Guessing replicas.
yeah, like replica props and stuff like that from. I mean, as you say, those stuff from like Supernatural.
Yeah, the cult from Supernatural. For those who are fans of that, I am up to a point, like 6 or 7 seasons. That was like 90 quid or something.
Yeah, they had like sort of like swords and stuff like that from various.
Oh, there was a ton of swords, like
just
Jesus.
like loads of like sort of like props from TV, film, anime, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, there was a couple that I recognised from the last time. Like, of course, like the big one, literally the big one was Bumblebee.
Yeah.
The popped up again. It's just, especially after we watched the film, I am warming to that design of Bumblebee a lot more, and it's interesting that it took a cosplay of it
that is
to
quite,
like make it work.
yeah.
But that was really nice. We were actually trying to search out for there was a guy dressed as a character from Resident Evil, in the Newcastle one. And I was thinking maybe he'll pop around. Maybe he was and he was at something else, but I don't know.
No, I didn't see him.
If you were, let us know, and we'll see if we can find you on one of the few forts I was able to get. If anything, I took more videos on the inside just to like see what was actually there. Also to try and find Sylvester, if I'm honest. Just like, is he there? No. Is he there? No.
Again, we did
there.
spend far too long looking where we realistically should have just like, well,
Started at the second
yeah,
floor and then worked our way up.
because you know there was like a gateway going into something, and we just kind of just went straight.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, I mean, I don't think it was too signposted either. Then again,
Yeah.
I was mostly just watching out for you tripping over, if I'm completely
Yeah.
honest, because I was fully.
Well, to be
expecting
honest,
that at
I
some
was
point.
more relying on you actually spotting
Again.
it because, again, my visibility, when you have a mask, its eyes are literally like this.
You can't see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though I assume the visibility was probably better than Michael Myers.
Oh, I think the Michael Myers visibility was miles better than
Oh, really?
Ghostface, yeah.
Although I suppose with that
'Cause
one,
it's
there
got
wasn't
like
any
a-
like covers on the eyes.
It's got a mesh in the eyes, and because, like, obviously with the Ghostface mask, as people know, like, it's got, like, curved sort of eyes, so, like, only half of your eye is actually, like, looking out of the mesh,
Yeah.
if that makes any sort of sense.
It does, to be honest. I mean,
Whereas the Michael Myers one, you've actually got the eye hole, so you can't see.
but yeah, meeting Sylvester and Sophie was really lovely.
Yeah.
Especially after, if you've watched the podcast for a while, you'll know that we did cover like every series of Doctor Who from 2005 onwards. So we did talk about the last one.
Power of the Doctor.
Yeah. So seeing them.
I did hear him say when, like, he was talking to a guy before,
Yeah.
and he mentioned that, like, he didn't really have much of a script. He just got asked to, like, say these lines, and then
It
that
sounds
was it.
yeah, it sounds very much like they do in the Marvel stuff, where it's like we can't really give you the context of your dialogue, but just there you go, just like say that
Just
in your best.
here's what I
performance.
want you to say.
Just say it and bye.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think he was talking about how there's the scene in Power of the Doctor when 13 is visited by the other incarnations of herself on the side of a cliff with a telephone pole, as you do. And I think Sylvester did say, granted, he didn't say it to us, so I might be wrong, but I think he said something along the lines of like, the Doctors were never together at all while they were filming, or at the very least, Paul wasn't.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the point that I clicked on when you mentioned Paul, and I was like, oh, so he's talking about that. Which I suppose that was still shot during COVID, so that kind of makes sense. Because
I think I picked up on the fact that he has, like, a couple of, like, the original props, like, from the sets and stuff like that.
Yeah,
as well.
and there's,
I mean,
like-
he's obviously gonna.
oh yeah, of course. And I mean, I don't know what prop he said it was, but there was one where he said I think there was only 3 made, and there's just a lot of knockoffs of them now. But I
Yeah.
can't remember what it was. I'm assuming probably like the umbrella, or maybe
I'd maybe
the
think
cardigan or
the
something.
umbrella.
Yeah.
Like that would be my go-to guess. Really, they were really nice. Like,
Yeah, they
much
were
like
absolutely lovely.
with here. Like, it's the first time I'm meeting them, I had like a huge Mohican. I can't really do it because of the car, but it was
I
it was
can
really
guess.
tall.
Yeah.
It was really tall, and I shook Sylvester's hand, and he says, "Oh, I used to have hair like that once."
I bet he did.
Because he mentioned it was like in like a theatre production or something like that. And Sophie was Sophie. She was like, "Oh, like I love like the punk look you've got."
Yeah.
I mean, like, they're just really nice people. I mean, like, here, it was just brilliant, like, saying hello to Sylvester. He's like, "Oh, I love your costume." Like, 'cause he said that, and it's like, I did this for you.
Yeah.
The same with Sophie as well. It's like, oh god, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
Like she knew. But I'm really pleased that Unleashed like do this as often as they do, because
Oh,
they
definitely,
do.
yeah.
I mean, again, like this event was quite small, but I don't knock that at all.
No, I don't, because they've still got enough there to satisfy the majority of people.
Yeah,
Meeting Peter the last time was definitely something, but I think I still geeked out a bit. I say a bit, quite a bit.
quite a bit.
But it was different this time because now you've got my favourite classic era Doctor
Yeah,
and my favourite companion, full stop. Like, if we do ever cover the classic era of Who, give it a couple of years once we've watched it all, because there's a lot. At the very least, I'd want to cover a few episodes from
the McCoy era.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like the second half of the McCoy era with the Doctor and AS. Especially because my first memory of that was Survival. I love Survival. I don't care what it was. I think it's great.
Yeah,
And then of course like Remembrance of the Daleks, which is just the quintessential Who episode
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, I think that's because he asked like, "Oh, what's your favorite Doctor Who episode?" And I was like, "Well, it's got to be like Remembrance of the Daleks."
Mm-hmm.
It's like when we were at the previous Comic Con Newcastle, Sarah Sutton, who played Nissa, she was like, "So what's like your favorite episode?" I'm like, there's so many like Pete Davidson ones that are really good, but I'd say like Earthshock and the Caves of Andronosia, or whatever it's called.
Andronosia.
Andronosia.
Androzani.
Androzani, that's the one. Yeah, Androzani.
I'm like a light fan of Doctor Who, as you can tell.
Well, I'm sorry, okay?
I know. I think Earthshock for me. I
Yeah.
think that one's just a killer episode.
Quite literally.
No pun intended. Bye, Edric. You kill the dinosaurs, it's fine. The logic of that. But yeah, meeting Sylvester and Sophie, that one, I'm trying really hard to not like burst into tears. Because again, as you can tell, I don't usually
it's
do
like
this sort of thing. It's like
you're so excited to meet somebody. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
for my personal experience of it, like, you know, I was so hyped for it, because like this is like, it was one of the first Doctor Who episodes I ever watched, Remembrance of the Daleks.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I got into the classic era, so it's always going to be special. But it's the fact it's the seventh Doctor. I mean, like, it's always going to be like a favorite one. So when you have the chance to meet the guy who plays the Doctor,
yeah, exactly.
it's like,
You kind of
oh my
have
God,
to.
oh my God.
Yeah. No, I completely agree, and I think just being able to say to myself, yes, I met them. That was lovely. And it's, I mean, I'm not going to compare between Peter and Sylvester, because I don't think it's fair, because
No.
I haven't watched a lot of the Davison era. I've watched a lot more of the McCoy era, so by default, I'm going to nerd out the most there. I think like the bit that just got me the most, especially meeting him, was the fact that, as I say, with this shirt I'm wearing, where it's got like
He's actually pointing.
each incarnation. I didn't even have to point out the show to him. Even he looked at it and he was like, "Oh, look, I'm there." And I was like, "Please, just let me kidnap you." Honestly.
Yeah, he's really, really nice.
Oh, it was lovely, honestly. But
really was.
I think Sophie as well.
Yeah, I mean, Sophie's like so down to earth.
Yeah, and I think that's like the best thing to come out of stuff like this, is meeting, like, especially for like a lot of these actors who I might have grown up with a little bit, and they're just like us. They're just people, and it's
Yeah.
lovely. That being said, I did laugh. Well, I was stifling quite a bit when you decided to ask Sophie Aldred what her favorite scary movie is.
So
And quite
I have
frankly-
like a, so I brought like I got a Ghostface like anniversary thing, and it comes with like the voice mod thing, and you get 7 seconds on it, but I put it on the overdrive one.
Can I see clown on that?
Yeah, there are like multiple like settings. I mean,
Oh,
there's
so
a
it's like
clown
an
one,
official.
an alien extraterrestrial, ghost, phantom, monster, demon, cyborg, and amplify. So I put it on amplify because I think that one sounds the best. And when you put it through the mask, it did sound quite good.
Worked, yeah, it worked pretty well.
But I mean, you can't
You obviously can't beat the one.
you
of the
can't
movies
beat
for
Roger
sure.
L. Jackson. You
Well,
know?
exactly, you can't.
But yeah, I got that, and Sophie Aldred turned round and said, "Well, I'm not really a fan of them."
She's like, she doesn't like horror movies. I'm sat there thinking, I want to burst out laughing, but I can't because I'm going to upset him.
I was trying so hard not to laugh because
Yeah.
I knew it was going to come through the speaker.
Yeah.
But she's lovely. She's absolutely
Oh, she really
lovely.
is.
I mean, like both of them are, and you know, it's the same at Newcastle. Like, you know, Nissa and stuff like that. You know, I said like, oh, like you're like one of my favorite companions, and you know, like she'd go up and say like, oh, this is like Dan. He's an absolutely lovely kid. I'm just
Yeah.
like they're just.
Bugger.
I think like when you first think of a Comic Con, like you've never been to one, you think like guests are gonna be on their own like planet, but they're
Yeah.
really not. Like I think that's the misconception a lot of people have. Like when you get like big guests that they're on their own like planet and stuff, but they're not. I mean, like Sylvester McCoy, because obviously I brought the like the ghost face knife, a fake one, obviously. But he's like, "Are you gonna stab me with that?" I was like, "Not you, Sylvester, not you."
I love how like nonchalant he was about it, just like, oh, I'm getting stabbed. Interesting.
Yeah,
Anyway.
he just sort of looked at it and went, "Oh, I'm getting stabbed." I was like, "Not you, Sylvester,
Yeah.
not you."
Oh, no, but to be honest, I mean, that was that. I mean, obviously, it was going to be the highlight for sure. Just
Yeah.
like meeting them two, especially for me, because I was just like, I can't.
Well, it's your
I
first
can't
time
even-
meeting them, so
and it will not be the last.
no,
hopefully.
not. I mean, great guest line and stuff, but very
Oh
fun.
well, yeah, because I mean, I think that's like the problem, especially where we're based. Like we're based in like the northeast, so you don't beyond like the Newcastle one, which granted was quite big for us. You want to see like the bigger guests, you go to like London, Manchester, or you even go. You can see it quite a bit in like Glasgow and all that.
Yeah,
That one's got
Glasgow.
one. The amount of times I've seen that one pop up and like Peter Capaldi's there, and I'm like, I'm this close to meeting the floof.
Floof.
The floof. Like that one, I mean, obviously the big one for me would be Matt. I would be a
He's
sobbing
going
mess
to
after doing.
Liverpool this year. Yeah, he's going.
We
to
know the
Liverpool
next one.
No, no.
I'm gonna have to rework the schedule again.
Oh no.
We're gonna have to cut out one of them. No. We'll see, because again, doing this is fine and stuff, but obviously it's quite a distance. I mean, granted, it's like just less than an hour for us to get from
Yeah,
Durham
it's not so
to
bad up here,
Middlesbrough.
but as you've said, like,
Yeah, the Liverpool
know.
one we'd have to do like over like a couple of days. We would have
Yeah.
to like get like a room or something.
I think when you just, I mean, for me, meeting them again, I think if I was
Yeah.
a cosplayer, I would have said like, oh, like I met you like here and then everywhere, but because people were queuing, I didn't want to like, you know,
Yeah.
like spend ages talking to them. You know, they're happy enough to have a quick chat with
Oh,
you,
exactly. Yeah.
but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'd absolutely do it again.
Oh, for sure.
I think I definitely see what the Newcastle one looks like again this year. I mean, like, I don't know if they've got much of a schedule up, because I'm assuming it'll be like June or July or something.
Yeah, it's sometime in the spring, so it's probably a bit closer when they start announcing people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, 'cause I mean, we're only in February. That being said, they did already announce Sylvester and Sophie like months ago for this one, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe just have to keep an eye out.
I'll definitely keep an eye out, especially for non-Doctor Who ones, because I'm very, very biased, clearly. So I know when you got autographs from like people who were an Alien and Venom, let there be carnage. I was never gonna do that. No offense. But yeah, overall, I think, as I'd say, this one I've definitely preferred over the Newcastle one. But I think, again, mostly just because in that one, as much as I enjoyed it, I was very biased with the fact that the car was broken, so I
Yeah.
wasn't overwhelmingly happy.
I think if it wasn't the case, like it probably would change.
I mean, saying that, I think I still might prefer this one,
Right.
only with 7 and Ace being there. Again, biased as hell. But I think for me, that one, for sure, I think that one sold us. And I think that was like the core reason I even wanted to do this to begin with. I was like, I'll take like the gamble and come down to Middlesbrough. No, but luckily this one, no hassle.
Yeah.
I think we were in pretty much on time and left just as everyone else started rocking up.
Yeah.
Because I think at that point we would get quite stuck.
Yeah, I mean, considering the venue as well, like, you know, I mean, when we were going, you know, there was a lot of people coming upstairs, and I'm like, this is going to fill quite, like...
Yeah, definitely. And plus, with that one, it was in a bloody football stadium. This is in like
Students' Union.
Yeah.
So, like a just a place to chill, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's safe to say we absolutely had like a lovely time
Yeah,
in this
for
one.
sure.
But yes, that's it. We can't make this one like an hour and a half. It's only so like we kind of talked for an hour and a half about a thing that we were there for like an hour.
Yeah.
I could try. But yes, thank you very much for watching this go around. I might still put the audio up on Anchor and stuff like that if I remember. But yes, thank you very much for watching. Next week, literally next week, we're going to be talking about M. Night Shyamalan, because his new film's out this week, literally the week that we're putting this out. It's not going to be that. I was tempted to do it for that, but I thought, let's just have a discussion on M. Night Shyamalan, because I think that would be more fun. And it gives you a chance to watch things that aren't horror films. Even though most of his filmography is actually technically horror
I was
films.
going to say.
Except for the best one. which I'll discuss
Next week.
next week. So yes, thank you very much for watching. Until then, it's goodbye from the Dan.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.